Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about something that if you're one of my followers, you probably already know. Actually, in our Jodu Bazi course, we also offer a Feng Shui course. However, this Feng Shui course has eligibility restrictions. It's only available to our students from certain advanced classes. Why do we have this restriction? Well, previously, on our own fan page, when we announced this Feng Shui course, many people online wanted to sign up for it as well. However, because of the eligibility restrictions, they weren't able to register. Since there have always been people wanting to learn about Feng Shui, we thought perhaps we could also discuss in more detail what Feng Shui truly is right here on our channel. In the traditional Chinese understanding of fate and destiny, there's the profound study of destiny, like the esteemed Zi Wei Astrology and the practical Bazi, and then there's the ancient art of Feng Shui. These two distinct practices are both very important in our daily lives and are highly valued by everyone. Whether you consider them as lifestyle habits, customs, or simply practical knowledge, these are two extremely important pillars in our lives. But many people actually don't realize that from the perspective of Feng Shui, its functions and uses are almost all-encompassing. It's essentially about changing your fortune. So since I know the goal is to change your fortune, of course I first need to understand what your current fortune is like. That's why, to study Feng Shui, you must first have a foundation in destiny analysis. In other words, I need to know what you actually need right now before making any Feng Shui adjustments to help you. This is also why in our courses, you are required to complete the advanced numerology class first. Only students who have completed that can attend our Feng Shui class. That's because there are now many people online with this kind of need. So we plan to record a series of videos to let everyone first get a basic understanding of Feng Shui concepts through these videos. We're even considering in the future opening up access so that even if you're not one of our numerology students, you can still come and learn some of our Feng Shui methods to help you. So with this series of videos, we'll start by talking with everyone about what the concept of Feng Shui really is. Feng Shui, when the ancients talked about Feng Shui, what they meant was to stop where there is water, and then to welcome the wind and rain and gather energy. In other words, it must allow for the wind, you see. Ancient people believed that whether you have a good atmosphere for living, good air, a good living environment, all of this could gather around you. And to stop where there is water. Because of the limitations of transportation in ancient times, when they encountered a large river, they might use it to keep many things, whether good or bad, outside. This is the basic concept of Feng Shui. Kan and Yu refer to small mountains. It means looking down from above. So the meaning of Kan Yu refers to this. That is, I look down from above to observe what the terrain and features of the land are like, which is why it's also called Kan Yu. Why was it given such a name? Nowadays, many people make Feng Shui sound extremely mysterious, incredibly magical, like, wow, you can do things like bury your grandfather in the morning, and by evening you'll become prosperous. They say it can even change life and death, and so on and so forth. But is something like this actually possible? We'll gradually explain to everyone why such interpretations came about. Of course, as we go on, you'll realize that many of these theories, just like in fate studies, are similar. For example, someone might tell you that you have the destiny of an emperor or you have a certain kind of fate. In reality, these things are mostly written by ancient people who, when writing books, habitually included such things. These kinds of sensational words are meant to make you either feel afraid or evoke some kind of strong feeling in you. Whether it's fear or attracting business, when you hear it, you might want to learn from them or want to understand more. But in reality, that's not how things actually are. So what does real Feng Shui teach? Real Feng Shui is about living comfortably and happily. Here, we need to talk about the original intention of Feng Shui. In fact, the origins of Feng Shui actually predate human writing. They are even older than written language. Why is it that in our era, it's hard to imagine that in those ancient times, 8 or 10,000 years ago, people might not have had writing yet? And in fact, they might not even have had language yet. They were still... So when they were running around naked every day, if they picked the wrong place to rest, if they lay down somewhere, they might go to sleep with a head and wake up without one, or get eaten by lions or tigers in the middle of the night. Well, in China, there were no lions, but you could be eaten by a tiger or a wild boar, or maybe when you went to sleep at night, there was a beautiful cow lying next to you. But by morning, that beautiful lady was only half there. Everything else was gone. So, for ancient people, choosing a place to live was even more important than having writing or language. If they couldn't choose well, they wouldn't even have the chance, time, or ability to develop writing or language because they wouldn't even be able to survive. Therefore, the concept of feng shui actually predates our written language. For example, ancient people used their life experiences to tell themselves, I need to choose a really, really good place to live. So, as we just discussed, what exactly is a really good place to live? Think about it. I want to sleep soundly, sheltered from the wind and rain, and not have to be exposed to the sun, right? Well, if you think about it that way, I could just find a cave to live in. That way I'd be sheltered from the wind and rain and wouldn't have to be exposed to the sun. But inside the cave, besides you, there might also be other animals, because other animals also need shelter from the wind and rain. Or there might be snakes or animals that like dark places. So even in there, it's still not perfect. Okay, that's right. When I move into a cave, I could use fire or something else to drive these animals out first. But even if I drive them out, they'll still come back. So if I want a good living environment that shelters me from the wind and rain and also makes it hard for others to get in, then I definitely need to use a lot of things to block these creatures outside so that others can't easily come in. If others can't easily come in, if I make the entrance to the cave too complicated, it will also be hard for me to get out. Would that work? Of course, that wouldn't work either. Oh, it's like when there's a typhoon, you have to board up your doors and windows with wooden planks. But if you nail them shut while you're inside and then realize you haven't had time to go to the supermarket to buy instant noodles, you won't be able to get out either. So that doesn't work. That's why you need a good living environment. You should be able to sleep soundly, come and go conveniently, but it's still hard for others to get in. This is a fundamental concept in Feng Shui. That's why we see all kinds of different schools of Feng Shui. No matter which method they use, whether it's orientation, the 243 method, the Sanyuan Na Qi, the 8 directions mirror, or any number of different techniques, the fundamental structure is always about discussing this with you. You need to be able to sleep soundly, have convenient access in and out, be able to defend against external threats, and make sure that you yourself don't just want to be locked inside. There must be plenty of sunlight, air, and water. From beginning to end, it's all about these things. It's just that different schools use various methods to address these issues. So in fact, what true Feng Shui is really about is whether you can or cannot live happily, feel happy, sleep soundly, and also have convenient access in and out. I could live happily in the mountains or by the sea, and when I see the vast ocean, I feel great. But even when I feel great looking at the endless sea, I just want to lie at home. And if I want to lie at home, I don't want to go out. So is this considered good Feng Shui? Well, for a retired elderly person, it might be pretty good. But for a young person who needs to work hard, it might not be so great. Therefore, every Feng Shui setup actually needs to correspond to your personal situation. What do you really need right now? What are you hoping for at this moment? Only then can you decide whether this Feng Shui is good or bad for you. Therefore, in fact, what we call a Feng Shui spot is simply a living environment that suits you. If a person eats well, sleeps well, and lives a stable life, naturally their luck will improve. Just think about it. Two people with exactly the same destiny, who look the same, have the same intelligence, physique, and everything else. There is one of them. One sleeps on the asphalt road while the other sleeps in a comfortable room. It won't take long. After 2 or 3 months, the one sleeping on the asphalt road will definitely have worse luck. At the very least, when he wakes up every morning, his physical condition won't be good. If he can't sleep well, his energy will be poor, and he'll be more likely to get scolded at work. Wouldn't you start to feel it in just 2 or 3 months? That's also why people often say that when you move into a place with good feng shui, you'll see results within 3 months. It's because the environment you live in will affect your own energy and vitality. Naturally, your own abilities, personality, and circumstances will change, and of course, you'll have better luck and be able to handle your problems more effectively. Therefore, Feng Shui is about how to choose a good living environment for yourself. And by using your living environment, you can influence your own life situation. Moreover, through these behavioral and psychological patterns, you can adjust yourself to your optimal state, allowing your strengths and advantages to be fully brought out. Of course, you'll then be able to make good decisions in your life, and your luck will naturally improve as a result. Finally, let me share with you a commonly used technique in Feng Shui, which is to improve your space and environment in order to change your own situation, your mood, and thereby change your state. What is it exactly? We often see a feature called a foyer or entrance hall in homes or larger spaces. So why did people in ancient times create this kind of foyer? Why do we need to have a foyer in our homes? When we come home from work or other activities, after entering the door, we take off our coats in the foyer, tidy ourselves up, and then enter the main part of the house. In ancient times, it was because people rode horses, or there would be a lot of dust and dirt, or you might be farming. So there is a place for you to tidy yourself up so you don't bring dirt into the house, and at the same time, you can compose your mood. Is this only used in Feng Shui? We use the foyer to block the negative energy coming in through the door, but in fact, the idea is to keep a lot of undesirable things out. Whether it's bothersome dust, unsightly dirt, or even, for example, in ancient, more perilous times when there was a significant risk of dangerous bandits, the strategically placed foyer could effectively and efficiently block them out. It also profoundly helps you to thoughtfully adjust your mood and mental state before gracefully entering the welcoming house. Is this something that only happened in ancient times? Actually, many people still do this today. In fact, when we enter a large exhibition hall, we often see that there is also a foyer set up. Why? Because through the foyer, through this kind of space, it allows you to, another space that allows you to compose yourself. After you've calmed down and settled your mood, you can enter and have a better experience visiting and viewing the exhibition. I've seen this in high-end galleries as well. Art halls also have this kind of setup. Actually, this is the application of Feng Shui. Is it only Chinese people who use it? Is Feng Shui exclusive to Chinese culture? You'll find that it's like this all over the world in every culture and ethnicity. Why? Because this is human nature. This is a human need. It's about human psychology. So, what we call Feng Shui isn't really that mysterious. It's about how to make your space feel more comfortable for you and how to use changes in your environment to adjust your personality and mood, making you feel better. As a result, your fortune will keep improving. Thank you, everyone.